Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Thank you so much for being here. Let me see who was here first. That's always interesting to find out. Oh, this person I said hi to, Kim Harris. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you to be here first. And who was here second? Oh, that that person. Anyway, they ain't got nothing better to do. Beverly Jackson, Lydia Washington, Joya Moore, Connie Bomber. Hey, Connie Bomber. Tara Lovett, Mad World, Novi D, Felton LaShawn. Yeah. Church Nelly, Joan Garcia, Kenitha Ash. It's been a while, hasn't it? Okay. Oh, you know what? All of that, I could have been bringing the slides up. By the way, I don't think we'll be here more than an hour. We never are we? Usually 2 or 3. Okay, slides are coming up. Okay, there we go. Gosh, did you guys see what is it called? Gilded Age last night. Oh, I watched it as soon as I was done. Okay, I did fix something to eat, and I watched it as soon as I was done and fixed something to eat. It was so good. I don't know what's going to happen to Bertha and George, but and I really like them as a couple, you know. They have a certain heat between them. I just don't know how to describe it, but they have what they call a failure to communicate. It's really too bad. And I don't know what to think about Larry. Larry is a free spirit. That's what he is. He's a free spirit. There was one line that I caught last night, and I'm just like, oh, that sounds like a pulled pork sandwich waiting to happen. Let's see. Perlina Answer, thank you so much for being here. Peach Rose, Antoinette Kennedy, Edie is here. Okay, so some sad news from the world of showbiz. I could hardly believe it. I always kind of think of Malcolm-Jamal Warner like a little brother, and well, that makes me very sad that he lost his life today. I guess it was today. Oh, don't need that. Oh, that's in the wrong place. That's in the wrong place. Let me see here. Let me go there. There we go. Malcolm-Jamal Warner, who played son Theo on The Cosby Show, dies at 54 after drowning on family trip. The actor died while on a family trip, a source confirms to People. The actor was in Costa Rica on a family vacation and drowned while swimming. A source confirms to People magazine. A rep for Warner did not immediately respond to People's request for comment. So, you know, even the best swimmers may actually get in trouble. So, gosh, I couldn't imagine what happened. Elaine Parker, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for the super sticker. Greatly appreciate it. Carolita Simone, thank you for being here. Yeah, so this thing just kind of struck us from out of the blue. And I'm, thinking that it's got to be one of those hoaxes or something like that. And I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm trying to understand what I'm seeing. And it was what I was seeing. So, gosh, and I'm sorry about that. I really am. I'm very sorry for their family. Um, mm, I don't have any other words. I truly don't have any other words. It is just yeah, it's just very odd. It's very odd. Mm, yeah, I don't have anything to add to that. Let me see what the coverage has to say about it. Um, I tell you what, I will go to Feminegra and see if they have anything. Um, and if not Feminegra, then I will try another source. But I kind of want something that's up to date and something that's not a tabloid. So, uh, well, okay. I think that's going to have to be it. Um, all right. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go wherever the news takes me. So it says, of course, we will omit anything that's too sensitive. And by the way, they're quoting ABC, so I feel better about that. Malcolm-Jamal Warner has tragically passed away at the age of 54. The Daily Mail can confirm the actor died in Costa Rica on Sunday after drowning while swimming off the coast, according to local authorities who spoke with ABC. So you see that the news is coming from ABC. I feel better about that. The Costa Rican National Police reported that Warner's body was discovered near, is it Cocals, a beach in the Limon province. He was reportedly caught by a strong current, and his official cause of death has been listed as asphyxia. Oh my goodness, I think that's enough of that. Um, yeah, you know what? Sometimes there's not adequate signage or anything like that when there's strong current and such. So, yeah, and they don't have anything more than that. So I think I'll leave it there. Because other than that, you know how they are. They're going to start going to the dark side, and we don't need that today. So, um, yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're someplace you're not familiar with things. There was a couple that went somewhere south of the border on vacation. I think they went to Mexico, and the one of them were out in the water swimming, and a big wave um, kind of flipped him over, and he landed on his head, I guess. But anyway, it fractured his neck, but it didn't kill him. And you know, after having surgery, he's a miracle. This guy's a miracle. But you know, again, being in a place where you're not familiar with things, he did not, you know, understand that the water could lift him up and throw him violently like that. And or it could have just been a freak accident, plain and simple. But whatever the case is, it's very upsetting. I mean, gosh, the Theo Huxtable, you know, because he's one of those people, an actor that grows up on television, and he's always going to be little Theo, he's never a grown person. He's ageless. Even the beard, I don't accept him as an adult. I just figure he's just reaching puberty or something like that because he always seems like the kid brother. And that's what makes it so heartbreaking because I don't know, when someone is of a certain age, my need to protect kicks in. And yeah, so I guess I don't have anything else to add to that. I'm really in shock. I'm just like, I look at it and I'm just like, how is that possible? That's little Theo Huxtable. Um, and of course, I will never forget the nice things that he had said about Meghan that time, and it was very refreshing because of his sincerity. Um, it it made it that much more meaningful to hear him say complimentary things about the Duchess of Sussex. So um, it didn't take that for me to like him as a person or respect him anymore, but it did not hurt either. So um, let's see, 1 second. Oh, okay. Um, let's see here. Yeah, I see all of the news that's coming up now. When it was so fresh, there was not as much, but now it's like some of everywhere. My. His poor family. You go on vacation, you expect everyone to come home. My goodness. Mm-mm-mm. Well, let's see here. Okay, I'm going to do this. I am going to play that little soundbite of Malcolm-Jamal Warner speaking about Meghan, which I thought was very sweet. Gosh, I still cannot believe this. Oh, this is so bad. God help his family. Let's see.
So you were in Suits for 2 years.
Yeah.
Did you work with Meghan Markle?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that like?
It was cool. We didn't really have scenes together, so I'd see her.
Uh-oh, my phone is buffering. Let me try it again.
So you were in Suits for 2 years.
Yeah.
Did you work with Meghan Markle?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that like?
It was cool. We didn't really have scenes together, so I'd see her, and she was really nice, really cool. My best friend, that's talking about Chris, he's a stage manager. He used to stage manage Deal or No Deal. Meghan used to be on Deal or No Deal. He's had more interaction with her than I did, but she was always cool.
Let me ask you something. Did you know she was black?
Yeah.
I mean, like, yes. I'm like, yo, I got black dar, so we see it. Yeah. But I'm like, I can see where a lot of people be like, I didn't know.
The great thing is that she knew.
She knew. So you were in Suits for 2 years.
Yeah.
Did you work with?
Wasn't it nice? Wasn't that a beautiful thing? I love the way he answered that. He said the most important thing is that she knew she was black. It's one thing whether or not other people know it, but he says the important thing is that she knew it. So I thought that was powerful. Unfortunately, I have not seen Suits yet. And I know that's hard to believe. And I that's one of my future projects. Yeah, so I didn't see either one of them on Suits. But all right, we're gonna move on, I guess. Honey Balmer, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for being a longtime member of Royal Sussex, and one of the few people who was able to get some merch before I crashed that merch site. I'm going to get something back up again. You'll see. But thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Oh, sweet Caroline. Let's see. I know. It is very sad. It is very sad. I mean, he was such a nice person. He was such a reassuring person, you know, and always so positive. Oh, did you? Today? Oh, I'm sorry. Ooh, I just bit my lip. Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, I don't really get an alert for those emails. I keep saying I gotta adjust that, but thank you so much. And hey, Legs, let's see. Yeah, right. Absolutely. You can kind of hear that, couldn't you? Like, yeah, I don't know what he was expecting. But thanks for being here, Legs. I can't be hi, Patricia Lane. I can't be for certain what he was expecting. But you know how it is. Some journalists, in the name of being provocative, they can say some insensitive things. So we listen and we do judge. That's all I can say is we listen and we judge. Let me see here. Did I or did I not? I don't think I checked Meghan's Instagram today. What is wrong with me? I know what's wrong. I'm just kind of all over the place with poor Malcolm. I'm shocked, you guys. I'm shocked. And it's not like I was the biggest fan in the world, but I did watch him on the Cosby Show. I did see him in Passenger 57. And, you know, to me, he's still a teenager. And stuff like that don't happen to teenagers. At least, you know what I'm saying? You just, I don't know. Let me pull this here together. Oh, man, what a shock, right? And yeah, we do have to pray for the family. Okay. Let's pull this here together. Okay. Helen Marmon, thank you for being here. Mina Ruth. Some lovely. All right. Emerald D. Joy Amore. Did I say hi already? Okay. And everyone else is here. Okay. Gonna go on to the next thing. And oh man. Yeah, we've seen that already. That's a great picture of him, though. That is a great photo. So I got to double back because I had something in the wrong place. There was this right here. I thought this was Kind of sweet. I don't have to play the sound, but oh yes, I will. I'll just do it anyway. I like this guy. We're going to give him a little plug for whatever he's promoting there. We're going to give him a shameless plug for whatever he's selling. Oh, you know what? I did not save it, so I guess we don't need it. But anyway, just to give you a clue of what's going on here, he mentioned something about, did you know that every photocopier has a secret code? The government, in case you didn't know this, the government made the photocopier companies put a code in every machine, because if you try to print money or something like that, that they can trace that back to you, right? You and your printer. And so he enlarged a photo to show you what he believes is that information. And then, of course, in the middle, he says, yes, your printer. He was like, there's something in your house that's keeping information on you. And then he says, the printer, right? And you can see the printer with a disguise. That's cute, right? And then he said something about, so if you have a secret, no, if you are a secret admirer and you print out that person's picture, and then he holds up that picture of Meghan, and then he very shyly kind of threw it out of the camera, so you couldn't see it anymore. But it was just like him having some fun, like he didn't realize that now everybody knows that he has a crush on Meghan. But yeah, it's a cute little promo that he put together, and I guess it's official. He does have a little crush on the Duchess of Sussex. So yeah, that was what he said in the video, and that's the picture he was holding up when he said, just in case you are a secret admirer and you want to print out the image of your crush or whatever. So very cool. It was like so random. I thought I'd share it. Oh, you know what? I did save it. It's not the biggest thing in the world, but I'll let you hear it in his voice.
Your printer. It makes sense that some of your devices could spy on you, but did you know your color printer hides data about you in every page it prints? If you print out a picture like this and scan it back in, you might discover a mysterious pattern of yellow dots. This pattern gives away data like what time you printed it out and the serial number of your printer. Back in the 80s, governments made color printers do this so that counterfeit money and other crimes could be traced. I just tested this myself with this giant burger, and after I scanned it in and adjusted the saturation, I didn't find yellow dots, but I did find red squares. I don't know if that's just a glitch or if the code has evolved, but I'm just gonna assume this is encoding my straight up social security number now. So if you're trying to send a message to someone as a secret admirer, you're gonna have to use a burner printer or else they can totally figure out it was you. The household appliance you may not realize is spot.
Okay, so that was it. And when he said that the secret admirer is you, that is when he tossed the photo, lest he should be discovered. So, like I said, it wasn't the biggest thing in the world, but I thought it was adorable. He has a secret crush on the Duchess of Sussex. And why not? So we did this and this. Rest in power, Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Rest in power. Yeah, I forgot I put this picture on here. But yeah, that was shared by the NAACP. for the benefit of everyone to know that he passed away today. So if you just joined us and you haven't heard the news, unfortunately, Malcolm-Jamal Warner, it seems as though he accidentally drowned in Costa Rica, was it? And still cannot believe it. I still cannot believe it. How could this be true? Oh, well. Okay, you guys. Now, this is from Amelia Noyes. She is an artist. You may recognize her style of artwork. And I thought I would share this because we haven't seen Meghan for a minute or two. And Harry, of course, he was just recently out. But rest assured that the Sussexes are still doing their work and enjoying their stately palatial Montecito manor. And of course, as we all know, there are no leaks in Montecito. So whatever they're up to, we won't hear about it until they're ready for us to hear about it, which is a really big clue that all of the leaking and briefing is coming from across the ocean, not from Montecito. There's no leaking in Montecito. They don't, they don't rat people out. That's the other side of the family, unfortunately. Okay. So Prince Harry shares what breaks my heart as a dad to Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. The Duke of Sussex shared a new statement after championing, that is, anti-landmine activism in Africa. And so they said the need to know is Prince Harry visited Angola last week to continue his anti-landmine activism, a cause close to him and his late mother, Princess Diana. During the visit, Harry was able to walk a section of land that was once riddled with mines and is not an area where local children can safely play. All of us have a duty to protect children and future generations from harm of war, both present and past, he said in a new statement. So, of course, as a dad, Harry looks at his children and he worries about other children in the world. If you guys recall, Harry pretty much was in a flood of emotion and a couple tears when he was at the Well Child that one particular year. And that was the year when he became a dad. And he got very emotional because he's not a selfish person. It's not just, me and my family type of thing. Harry looks at his children and he thinks about all children, which that type of emotional maturity is something that you just cannot make up. You either have it or you don't. And, Harry has it, by the bucket full. And he shares his feelings about that openly with people. He doesn't try to play the tough guy or ignore the plight of other children. As a matter of fact, he is very concerned about it. And it really upsets me when Harry is speaking about any type of harm toward children, and the derangers, they say some of the cruelest things, which is, it's like, do you even have any humanity, a shred of decency? I think it is amazing that someone from born into privilege anyway, think so much about people who do not have certain things in life, who do not have the time, who have had rough upbringings, and they didn't necessarily ever get the type of love that we expect a parent to show to their children. They certainly haven't learned it by example in some cases. And well, and it can be a tough world out there for kids. And he really genuinely cares. And when he's expressing himself, it really breaks my heart. And not just for him, but for Meghan as well. When they went to the Hudson Yards the first time, the way that people, I shouldn't call them people, the way the derangers and the Royal Rota folks challenged their body language and their demeanor when everyone in the room was, feeling a certain way because it had to do with kids. But they don't let up for a second. They do not let up for a second. But it really is a testament to the Sussexes' commitment for the work that they do, that they do not allow that type of stuff to sidetrack them. They just keep doing the work. And for that, I have to say, I applaud them for their commitment. Cowards they are not. Okay. Let me see here. Oh, okay, I just kind of lost track of something that I needed. Give me just a second. All right. Oh, wow, this is going to be a rough day because every time I look for something, I see poor Malcolm looking back at me. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. So the article from People magazine says Prince Harry is following in the footsteps of his mother, Princess Diana, working to make the future safe for children like his own. You see there? He always connects all children to his own children. Let's see. Recently made a return visit to Angola, where his mother began raising the awareness about the dangers of landmines nearly 30 years ago. Princess Diana visited back in 1997, it says. And I just want to get to the quote from Harry. It says here, as a father to young children, it breaks my heart to see innocent children still living and playing next to minefields, said the Duke of Sussex. And that was said in the new statement. All of us have a duty to protect children and future generations from the harms of war, both present and past. Harry began championing the cause back in 2010, but his connection to Halo and the children of Angola has only grown since becoming a father himself. He and his wife, Meghan, share their two children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. This commitment is about more than removing deadly devices. It's about unlocking potential in a country that has so much, enabling children to walk to school safely, allowing farmers to grow crops, attracting sustainable development, and bringing back wildlife tourism. And let's see, was there anything? Oh, one more part of that statement. I know Halo's Angolan team are proud of what they're doing, we're incredibly proud of them too. There's not just removing landmines, they're building a safer future for their families and neighbors. He said, this work isn't just about removing explosives. It's about enabling opportunity, development, and a long-term peace. So again, thank you very much to the Duke of Sussex for the work that he's doing. And if you need to see anything else about that article, that is in the People magazine today. All right, let's see. Got a super chat. Joan Garcia says, Baron, even yesterday, a couple of Brits rags demanded that Harry return their minus Meghan and their children. It makes me want to yell at somebody. Thank you very much for the super chat, Joan Garcia. That is a form of abuse. Just because they keep repeating something, they repeat and repeat, rinse and repeat about this no way back or come back. But of course, they don't want Meghan and the children. I don't know if that's the proper words to say what I'm feeling about that, but it just seems very abusive that they keep repeating that same thing as though they are trying to implant this idea into his subconscious. And of course, it's all very public. It's not like someone's whispering over his shoulder. But gosh, I cannot stand it because it implies that they believe that he's a cold, calculating person who will leave all of his life in California and go back to the UK to live out his days with the hope that the tabloids will never, ever try to stain his character again. The implications of that is just breathtaking, that they believe that he's that person. And it's so opposite of who Harry is because he's a team player. I do remember this one non-biased body language expert, non-biased. He did not think much of the Cambridges, and he wasn't completely on board with Harry and Meghan either. However, he did notice that when I think was it Tom Bradby? Oh, no, it was that lady, right? When she said something about working together as a team or something like that, he did perk up in his seat. He perked up in his seat because Harry enjoys camaraderie like that. That's why the military was so appealing to him, is he likes to be on a team and he loves to be a strong team player, whether he's in leadership or not. Being a team player, being accountable, giving your everything for the team means something to him. And that is why when Queen Elizabeth was on the throne, Harry looked to her as his commander-in-chief, and he never wanted to let down the side. He never, ever wanted to do that. And unfortunately, when things got so out of hand to the point where his family was threatened, he made the right choice. Family comes first. Family comes first. I mean, do we have to do a GoFundMe to get the Royal Rota to just accurately report that rather than to omit parts that would actually be complementary to both husband and wife? But no, they omit that information and they just keep throwing in all the negative stuff. That is their job, is to be as negative as possible. Beverly McCaskill, thank you so much for joining us. And Rodney Jackson, I don't know if I said hi earlier. Angela May, I don't think I said hi, but hello. Mary H., were you here? But thank you very much. Mary H. says, it is abusive, Baron. What they're trying to do, what they're trying to do to the Sussex family, right? Yeah, I feel it is. I feel it is. Unless I can come up with another word, I'm going to leave it with that. I'm just going to say I think it's very abusive. What do we have? Some good news here. As ever, products should be out this month, plus other goodies. Unfortunately, I won't be getting anything since I am living in the UK. Kanitha Ash, I'm so sorry about that. I am very sorry. I'm so sorry. It's enough to make me want to drink, which is why I put my bottle of rosé in the refrigerator so that I can chill it and see what it's all about. Yep. I'll let you know. Fair enough. I'm sorry. I shouldn't tease like that. That is so cruel of me. Oh, what's it all about, rosé? Let me see here. Rodney Jackson is here. Sandra. Hi, Sandra. Okay. Now, check it out. Hello Magazine has decided to put Kate and Charlotte on the cover. Inside their unique bond. Is it so unique? I mean, they are mother and daughter, and one should hope they're close. After all, Kate was close to her mom, and her mom managed to parlay their togetherness into, oh gosh, I guess that is kind of troubling, isn't it? I guess I should be alarmed, shouldn't I? The last time one of those Middleton girls were close to another one, well, that happened. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't get so nostalgic about it. Maybe I should be concerned. Yeah, maybe I should be concerned. Concerned about the first 3 or 4 schools that Charlotte attends, because after all, they may have to yank her out of one school and try to figure out where, I don't know, Prince Albert's kids are going to school, or who else? Who else can you think of? That's what they do over at Buckleberry, over at the Middleton house. They figure out who's available, who's rich, and they will yank those kids out of school and put them in another school like St. Andrews. But that's okay, you guys. Don't worry. They usually wait until they're old enough to drive to do that. Uh-oh. Oh, I needed to cut that ringer off. That startled me. Cappy G, 42 months. Membership. Thank you so much for that. How dare you start without me? I am so sorry. Kind of snuck up on you today, didn't I? Yeah, kind of snuck up on you. But this is fun because it keeps us on our toes. Let me see here. But thank you so much for 42 months membership. That is outstanding. Helen G says St. Andrews is not a school, it's a university. Oh, thank you so much. I stand corrected. Let me see here. There is an obsession with monarchy, should be studied for real. This need of seeing another human being as superior is really something else. Well, I know how they used to do things in the past. And one of the reasons why Queen Elizabeth was so aloof is because she was raised by Edwardians, which were known for being a bit reserved. And of course, before that, the Victorians, especially anybody close to Queen Victoria, who had been in mourning for what, 41 years, 42 years of mourning, 42 years of wearing black, 42 years of posing next to portraits and busts of Prince Albert. Yeah, I mean, to visit Queen Victoria was like sitting through a funeral. Everything was very dark and very gothic for her. And of course, that type of weirdness obviously is going to affect the family. So, so the Queen Elizabeth was very aloof, very, very withdrawn, very cautious and prim, and not an outwardly emotional person. And that's who raised Charles III. And if you ask me, Charles is a chip off the old Elizabeth II. I think he picked up those traits just like anybody else in that family, with the exception of Harry and, of course, Princess Diana. But yeah, they're a pretty tough bunch. I just can't believe that they're still raising children with that kind of environment in 2020, 21, 25. I cannot believe they still think that's best. That indoctrinating these kids with all of these, what do you call it, anointments and such. You know, what was that? The Queen was anointed to be queen. I don't know how that's helpful. None of that saved William from getting cracked across the head with a 9-iron, did it? He was so divine and so chosen. Somebody chose a golf club and whacked him across the head with it, causing a hairline fracture. And if you ask me, possibly changing his personality. But none of that stuff protected him. All of the titles and you know, all of the inheritance and such, none of that protected him. Gosh, I feel sorry for those kids. Lex says, hello, it's just propaganda. They said Kate makes a cake for George or Louis, who cares, for their birthday. She can't make a pancake. I guess just like her jam. Thank you very much, Legs, for the super chat. And thank you so much for being a member. And of course, you are also a moderator. Yeah, thank you very much for that. Okay, just making sure I didn't miss anyone. I think we're good. But yeah, and the other beef I have, and it's a real shame that the derangers, they don't care. The derangers have no scrutiny whatsoever for how those kids, and yes, it's none of my business, but they don't care what those kids may or may not be going through. They don't care about the fact that these kids are going to be so different. Their upbringing is going to be so different from everyone they know, every single person they know. And I believe that's all Harry was hoping to do. Well, not all, but a major part of his goal was that they could get this right for the next generation of kids. And they're not interested in doing the right thing. Will and Kate had promised those kids will not be in the limelight so much, but because of the fact that their numbers are in the gutter, now they really need the kids to help them present themselves. Now they really need them. And they're not going to give up on that, because truly is about all they have going for them is their kids. And of course, using projection, who do they say is doing that exact thing? Harry and Meghan. They're accusing of Harry and Meghan of exploiting their kids when the truth is what the truth is. That's what I'll say for now. The truth is what the truth is. Okay. Now, I want you to meet the other spare. This is heartbreaking. That is Princess Margaret, the one they used to compare to Liz Taylor. That's Princess Margaret, who has been the spare her whole life for Queen Elizabeth. She was deeply unhappy. She had trouble relating to other people. She fell in love, and she would not walk away from those titles and be with the man she loved. She decided to give him up and to stay in under the umbrella of the royal family of the clan. You know what I mean? The firm. Why do I keep saying clan? Of the firm. She didn't want to lose her allowance. And I don't blame her. There was not a lot of options for, a divorced woman of her stature back in those days. There were not a lot of options. She is not or was not Princess Grace. So she didn't have the movies to go back to, right? She didn't have any of that. She was warned that if she walks away from her official royal duty, that she was going to lose just about everything that she held sacred. They really forced her to choose. And don't you know that after all of the pain and suffering that she went through, because her sister would not allow the relationship with, what was that guy's name? Group Captain something, Carlisle, Carrington, Thompson, whatever his name was. They wouldn't allow that. Only 2 years later, allow her to marry that bohemian photographer, only to allow that to happen later on. And when I tell you that she was exposed to the sorts of people that would make a sailor blush while she was with Anthony Armstrong, Lord Snowden, she was with a very eclectic group of people who showed very little deference to her title, which of course was a good thing because she needed to be humbled at that point. Margaret was also considered one of the most rude, I would say, what do you call it? Condescending, angry, bitter. She was awful to the palace staff. Awful. And she didn't think that much more of people who were not beneath her. She had high expectations every place she went. It was reported that she would flex. Like, of course, if you invite Margaret to dinner, you cannot leave that dining table until she leaves the dining table. If you have to pee, hold it. If you got to take a call, wait for it. Yeah, that was a thing, and she expected people to abide by that. But none of that None of that makes what happened to her okay. She was very unhappy. She smoked like a chimney, drank like a fish, and went from one relationship to the next. And I don't know how true it was, but in The Crown, they depicted a Margaret who was pushed out of official royal duty. She was hoping to clean up herself. No cigarettes, no booze, and all the other stuff that she used. And she wanted to serve the crown. She wanted to serve her sister. So if the crown was accurate, one of the courtiers told the spare that you are not needed. We don't need you. And you know why? Look at those big, tall drink of waters behind her there. William, Harry. They didn't need her because very soon they would be able to do some things. They just did not want her causing confusion with her, royal duty when someone else could do it. So they, she could not work. She couldn't really do anything. And she just became incredibly unhappy. This is the life that they wanted for Harry. That is supposed to be Harry, the next person sitting in that chair. That's what they really wanted. They didn't want Harry to have any agency, any feelings. They just wanted him to numb himself with alcohol and live in his brother's shadow. That was the expectation. And they may have gotten away with it, but for the fact they may have almost gotten away with it, but for the fact. Okay? Did y'all get all that? They almost got away with it until a little bird, no, a little blossom. They call her Flower. Flower said, there's another way to do this. There's a way out. So whatever hesitation, whatever fear, don't look behind you. It's going to be all right. There were quite a few teachable moments, but I guarantee you it's all right. As a matter of fact, it's not all right. It's perfect. And Harry, he's in a good place now. But one thing's for darn sure, he's not in a wheelchair. He hasn't had 4 strokes and whatever else was wrong with Margaret. Isn't that frightening to think of? By the way, I gave you guys some homework. Backstairs Billy. That's the one leaning over Margaret's shoulder. He actually works directly with the Queen Mother. Miraculously, the Queen Mother is in better shape than her daughter, Margaret. The Queen Mother is in better shape. Lived to be 101. Can't say the same for Margaret. But that haunts me. This image haunts me like you couldn't believe, because it is an amazing case of what if? What if they didn't get out of there sooner? What if Harry didn't meet Meghan? How would that have worked out? I'm pretty sure whoever he brought home was going to get it eventually. But when you throw in the racial component, it takes on a whole new meaning. So, well, anyway, thank you to the squatty who posted that image. I didn't I mean, I've seen it before, but it is kind of scary when you think about the possibilities. Because it's like a cult. It really is like a cult. Kathy G says, jealousy is a complex emotion, often described as a mix of fear, insecurity, and envy. You better say that. You better say that. That is absolutely brilliant. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. Sonia Johnson, hello to you too. All right. All right. Let me see. Before Margaret, there was Lady Iris Mountbatten. She married someone they didn't like, divorced, and then ostracized. I don't think I've ever heard of her. I don't think I ever heard of her. I tell you what, it was one disaster after the other for Queen Elizabeth, as far as her children were concerned, one after the other. What was it? 3 divorces? Andrew, Anne, Afro Annie, Charles. Am I missing someone? I did say Sophie, not Sophie. What is her name? The Duchess of York, Sarah Ferguson, divorced. Yeah, I think I'm missing someone though. But thank you so much, Hazel Jones. Speaking of divorce and ostracized, if you guys saw the what is it? The bakery. No, what am I saying? The bakery. The Gilded Age. If you saw the Gilded Age, there was a theme about divorced women and how poorly they were treated by the very judgmental Astor 400. Oh, they were treating them bad. It was so good last night, though. Okay, Psychology Today. Why do the dysfunctional family dynamics in Prince Harry's Spare resonate with people? That is an old headline, or the question is kind of old as well. But I saved it, and I just thought I would throw it back out there today because I do want to remind people, yes, what Harry had in his book was something that a lot of people could relate to. Unless you're Professor Tim Wilson, then you could have actually read the book, he said, and you could have learned a lot about Harry and about that family, he said. But he either doesn't believe it or he's just such a monarchist and a bootlicker that he knows no other way. Yep. Okay. Let me see here. Hey, Cookies and Cream. So, where is Harry right now? You may recognize those words from the Late Show with Stephen Colbert when he said 5 whatever things. And Harry said freedom, happiness, clarity, space, love. One more time. Freedom, happiness, clarity, space, love. Do screenshot that so you'll have it. Especially if you meditate. If you're a person that meditates every day, take a screenshot of that so you'll have it, or go back and watch Stephen Colbert. But yeah, those are the 5 things that are super important to him, as well they should be. Connie Bama! Bomber. Connie Bomber. Connie Bomber. You're a charmer, Connie Bomber. You're a charmer, Connie Bomber. Okay. I hope that was it. I hope that was what you were looking for. Teresa Fanati says, I knew when Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan, when they went dating, I felt they were a beautiful couple. Fairy tale prince and princess. Yes, at wedding, okay. Did you see the photos? Well, not the photos, but the AI images I shared yesterday? There were a bunch of them. You'd have to go back and watch yesterday to see them. But I collected like some of every AI image of the Sussexes as these royal couples with their crowns and everything, as though miraculously Harry inherited the throne. So it was just a little fun exercise of what if Harry became king. Okay, so here's one of our main stories for today, and that is, oh boy, what did I do with it? Okay, that is not it. Let me grab it though. Oh, there it is right there. Nah, no, it's not. Okay, give me a second. Got it. And it's just going to take a minute to set this up. I may appear to be free, but I'm just a prisoner of your love. Oh, no, I did that wrong. Give me a second, you guys. I did that wrong. I may seem all right and smile when you leave, but my smiles are just a front. Just a front. Hey. I'm in, but I'm dreaming of you. I played it cool, but I'm fiending. This is what they call a musical interlude. Okay, I'm gonna have to come up with another system. There it is. Okay. I may appear to be free, but I'm just a prisoner of your love. Okay, when the Telegraph published the story, Prince Harry and Meghan at the heart of King's funeral plan set off alarm bells across Buckingham Palace. The article offered rare details on Operation London Bridge, revealing that Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex would play central roles. Within hours, top palace officials moved to kill the story before it spread. Too late for that, because I shared it with anybody who would listen. Anyway, the Daily Beast later confirmed that many suspected the leak originated from inside the palace. Well, this truly was a leak from Kensington Palace, allegedly. And it also reeks of that thing that I used to say all the time. And that was quoting Dan Wooten with that sinister voice. It's so much easier for them to blame anything uncomfortable on racism rather than address the fact that the negativity toward them is coming from within the royal family. You know, I think Dan Wooten has a future as doing a voiceover for the most sinister creatures that have ever been imagined. That's his calling, is to be the most sinister voices ever. But yeah, that's it's not super unique, but it's a little different. But yeah, so another leak from Kensington Palace, potentially, allegedly. And most squaddies seem to believe that this was some type of retaliation for Charles holding that meeting at whatever that club was, and then sitting outside and having drinks on the terrace or whatever. There seem to be a lot of people that are of the opinion that, if that situation was authentic, they weren't just trying to demonstrate that William wasn't welcome. I believe they meant to have this meeting without anyone knowing it, or at least, without anyone knowing it. But somehow they got ratted out. And I don't believe that Clarence House or Buckingham Palace, I don't think they did that. Now, I am of the opinion that clearly it came from Kensington Palace. It's the only thing that makes sense. Well, you could always find another scenario if you look hard enough, but it makes sense to me. Jennifer Clark, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for being here. Melinda Pharma says, we are not surprised, as my granny, that is, used to say, dirt done in the darkness will always shine through in the light. Thank you so much for 5 months membership, and thank you for those pearls of wisdom. I will make sure I remember that. Also, I don't want to say the name, but MG, thank you for the Cash App. Thank you very much for that. And as always, thank you for supporting Royal Sussex. Okay, so you have here. All right, just taking a quick look at some of your comments. All right, let me take that away. Oh, and I got to get Dan Wooten off of here before we have nightmares. Now, right there, these are some images that went along with that article, such as Prince William to strip Meghan Markle of her royal titles after he becomes king. That is major abusive rhetoric. That, I do believe, is a product of Kensington Palace. Again, it's the only thing that makes sense. That is the only thing that makes sense, that they would leak something like that they hoped would be that they hope would be very damaging to Meghan, I guess. But let me see here. William won't stand for it and will strip HRH titles from the Sussexes. What's the next one here? Prince William won't stand for it. Oh, same thing. And Prince William loathes and despises Meghan Markle and Prince Harry with every bone in his body. Again, because they're not publicly pushing back with these articles, I believe them to be true. I do. I believe them to be true. As Harry said yesterday, that the way that the palace initiate things is to go to the press. If they want to, let's say, for lack of a better word, if they want to, I guess, get more people to see things their way, they just, if it's not true, they can call the papers, as they usually do. I guess I'll just say that. And they have them yank the article or reword the title or something like that. There's a lot of things that they could do if some of these things were not true and the palace wanted to change it or make it go away. But they pretend to be powerless. They often pretend to be powerless. And the excuse, oh, my darling boy, everyone has had to go through it. Right, Camilla? Camilla, tell them everyone's had to go through it. It's not worth it. And Harry's like, yep, I'm suing. I'm going to sue. I'm going to David Sherborne them. Let's see. Oh, got two of them. Let me go here first. Robin Hyde, thank you very much for the super sticker. And Kavan Slims, thank you for the super chat. For all we know, Harry and Meghan already went to the UK and met with the king. Okay, I'll say this. If they wanted it to happen with complete secrecy, it could. It could. But I just don't think they're capable of anything as reasonable as that. Yeah, they have a lot more power than they let on. Anyway, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, okay. A British royal under fire. I know this looks like something that we've spoken about before. And for whatever reason, I think someone wrote a book and they decided to address it again, which is fine. Although I got a feeling that very soon it won't matter, if you know what I mean. Let's see here. Okay, a British royal under fire once again, this time for naming pet black sheep Venus and Serena. Now look at the date. Your eyes are not tricking you at all. It says July 17th, 2025. And I'm just like, I thought we heard this before, but you know what? I'll continue for the benefit of the squaddies who don't know the story. Okay. Princess Michael of Kent. She could not be a princess in her own right because she married into the family. So you always hear people correct me when I say Princess Meghan. No, actually, it's Princess Henry of Wales. And I'm like, oh, God, I know what it is. Don't you get what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to grate on the nerves of some of the, the MAGA Brexit people. Yeah, I'm just trying to get on their nerves. Those super monarchists who don't really love Kate so much as more than they hate Meghan. Those kind of people. I know it's going to affect them. So that's why I do that. But otherwise, anyway, what was the point that I was making? So, Princess Michael of Kent, she purchased a couple of sheep. Oh, let me just do the article. A British royal, Princess Michael of Kent, who came under scrutiny for donning a brooch with a caricature of a black man's face during the 2017 luncheon for Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex, is once again facing ire for reportedly naming pet black sheep after tennis icons Venus and Serena Williams. According to Us Weekly, Atish Tassier, my best attempt, who dated Lady Gabriella of Windsor, the one who was married to Thomas Kingston. Anyway, they dated for a long time. The daughter of Princess Gabriella Windsor, the daughter of Princess Michael of Kent, addressed this allegation on the Monday, July 14th episode of a podcast. Tell me about your father. Tassir first shared the story about Princess Michael of Kent, now 80 years old, in a Vanity Fair in May of 2018 essay entitled Palace and Prejudice, addressing what Meghan Markle's entry into the House of Windsor meant in the era of Brexit. Ultimately, Meghan Markle was subjected to racist treatment such that she moved her family out of the UK. Okay. So this guy, if you haven't caught on from the name, and I'm so sorry I don't have a picture of him, but if you haven't caught on from the name, he is Asian, as in India, I believe. I think his family's from India. So he was dating the lady that would become Thomas Kingston's wife. Well, now widow. Okay. So he observed a lot of things, and I do mean a lot of things. I'm not going to go through the whole article to explain to you because I remember very well. Yes, there were two pet goats, goats. And because they were black, they were named Venus and Serena. And of course, Princess Michael of Kent, you know her best for the Blackamoor brooch. Now, she is flanked by the ancestors who, I can't say that the ancestors are going to do anything to her or cause anything to happen. That's a very personal thing. But yes, the ancestors seem to be about, and I don't think they're liking that brooch. It was incredibly rude for her to do that. The first time that she meets Rachel Meghan Markle from the television show Suits, someone who has worked as a humanitarian as well as philanthropy and such, and instead of other ways to break the ice, you put on a blackamoor brooch, racially offensive. And knowing the flood of lights that are at the gate of Buckingham Palace, look at how high she's wearing it. It's almost on her shoulder because she wanted to make sure that it was observed. Really sick thing to do. And then, of course, she was publicly called out for it. And I do believe she made some kind of little petty apology behind closed doors, but she did it on purpose. I know she did. It was all done on purpose. a way to put Meghan in her place, perhaps. I mean, honestly, I don't know what she was thinking, but it was rather cruel. Okay, so with that being said, let me go here. Now, more on Princess Michael of Kent's background. I want you to notice that if you look at the top in the middle, there's a Nazi. That's her father. Yes, that is her father. Now, she claimed that she did not know the family history, even though her father was a high-ranking official in the throes of World War II. I guess she just wasn't paying attention, or they thought she was too young to know, or something. But she said she didn't know. Now, when she landed a prince, she kind of did a Carol Middleton. She became very interested in Russia, because for some reason, Princess Michael of Kent's husband is always back to Russia. She's always back and forth to Russia. That ain't cheap. That's expensive. But if they're paying you, what difference does it make? You see, her husband, Prince Michael of Kent, you can see him with that blue sash on. He bears a very strong likeness to Tsar Nicholas II, the family that was massacred in their own country by anarchists or whatever. So anyway, that is her husband. And both of them seem to be the ultimate grifters. Again, they project. They try to put it on Harry and Meghan. Those two are, and look at the bottom photo there. See that? Prince and Princess Michael of Kent to retire from public life. They never really had real, well, I take that back. She had a real job. I don't suspect her husband ever did. Her husband is a prince of the realm. He's born a blood prince. But their lifestyle is not subsidized, at least not that much. Free rent is a subsidy or whatever. But, oh, no, actually, they do pay rent. They had to pay rent, and that was only because of a public outcry. And maybe if she wasn't wearing that Blackamoor brooch, we wouldn't have noticed her. She could have stayed living there for free, fat. So right there, it says Blackamoor figures and sculptures are exotic figures which usually depict African men and were prominent in the 17th and 18th century. So yeah. She knew exactly what she was doing. She made a choice. She reached into the, I guess, jewelry box and pulled that out. And of course, we haven't seen it again since. And right here, oh, maybe the ancestors have been busy. Check it out. Princess Michael of Kent break both wrists and fall at palace after undergoing heart surgery. That's not funny. But I didn't think the ancestors noticed her. Maybe they did. I don't know. It's not for me to judge. We listen, but we don't judge. But somehow she broke both of her wrists. I bet she broke her wrist grabbing those shopping bags of money from Russia. That's how she broke it. You think Charles and Camilla and are the only ones that get that Fortnum and Mason bag? I think not. Other people get them. They know how to get them bags. Get that bag, girl. Get that bag. But anyway, that is Princess Michael of Kent. If you've never heard of her, she is a terrible person. There was an occasion when she was in New York, and a group of African-American men from the stock market, all of which were doing very well financially. I should just say that too. They were laughing on their lunch break and having a good time. So she confronted them about the noise. And when these gentlemen refused to, be subservient and everything to her, to the likes of her, they just kind of told her off, gave her the what for. But she told them, she said, why don't you go back to the colonies, was it? No. She said, go back to the Commonwealth, which essentially meant to go back to the colonies. In other words, she was throwing her privileged weight around. She was reminding them that she's a white woman and they're black men, and the only men that she knows like her are in the former British colonies. It was an ugly thing to say. I may not have the wording exact, but that's pretty much what she was telling them, to go back to the colonies. Yeah. And that, again, was very deliberate. She is very prone to getting herself in hot water. And a great deal of the time, it has to do with racism. And you know what the royal family does? Nothing. They do absolutely nothing. It is all forgotten in a day. Every time. There's never a time when she actually has to, make do on a apology or something. No, she doesn't do that. I'm surprised she apologized to Meghan. Very surprised. And of course, that was private. We didn't get a chance to see it. But that's how Meghan first met the family, was this person greeting her with a blackamoor brooch. Deliberately. Oh, wow. Congratulations. Congratulations. I think we ought to celebrate, right? We ought to celebrate. We don't need a special occasion. Let's do that. You ready? You don't need a special occasion. Let's celebrate. The rosé has arrived. There we go. Y'all should have saw me over here dancing. It was quite a sight. The last time anybody saw flesh moving like that, I think it was a cattle truck that overturned on the highway. Yep. That was the last time somebody saw me move like that. Or was it that day we had black ice? I think it was the black ice. So, a couple of broken wrists. That's not too much. A couple of broken wrists. I think she got off light. But you got to leave your ancestors alone, because if you don't, you might end up like this poor person. You know, another accident. Yeah. Don't get the ancestors upset, because you might end up having another accident. And it'll be more than just putting your wrist in a splint. Might be something more serious next time. I'm just saying, because the ancestors don't like when you mistreat their people. Am I right? The ancestors don't like that. As a matter of fact, there were reports of some shadowy figure roaming around the streets of Kensington, or yeah, I think that's where they live, Kensington Palace, one of those apartments or house cottages or whatever. Yeah, they saw some hooded figure walking around the neighborhood. Do you know where I can find the Kent residence? No. Yeah. So I would say lay off of Venus and Serena. Lay off of Meghan, especially, because you don't want that guy to catch up to you. And I tell you, no matter how sunny it is, you can never see his face. I'm just saying. Yep. So watch out, girl. You better watch out, girl. They might be after you. Let me see here. I have not. I only just put a bottle in the refrigerator. Ooh, that sounds good. 14%. 14% by volume. I cannot wait. Of course, I'm going to be very careful. Very careful. And of course, I am going to sip, swirl, and swallow in that order. Sip, swirl, and then swallow. So remember, when you open up your wine, you want to let it breathe. Like Tony Braxton say, first thing Monday morning, I'm going to pack my cares away. Oh, woo! Got no cause to look back. I'm looking for me a better day. Because I think of love, it deserves respect. But you can't demand respect without pain. Let it flow. Woo! Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it. Oh, you know what? That's the wrong song. I was supposed to sing, breathe again, and I shall never breathe again. Woo! And that's what I'm thinking about the yesterday. And I just can't think about the love that you gave to me. and I can't get it out of my head, no matter how much I try. 'Cause I would die if you decide to. I forgot the words. It's been there forever. Yeah, so anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, you want to let the wine breathe, okay? You don't ever open up wine and just go, 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 go. You want to let it breathe. Breathe again, that I shall never breathe again. Anyway, you want the wine to breathe. And then, and only then, after it has had a chance to breathe and adjust to the new atmosphere, you want to pour it gently into a glass. And then, are you guys taking notes? You're supposed to hold it up to the light. And when you hold it up to the light, you want to just whirl it around the glass ever so gently and consistently. And why are you doing that? Because you want to look at the legs. You want to examine the legs. The legs tells you how dense and thick it is, right? So you want to observe the legs. You want to see the light refracting through that sweet nectar in that bottle. And then, this is the fun part. You just, actually, you know what? You should have done this before you held it up to the light. You put your nose down in the glass and, right? You want to examine that delicate bouquet. Yes, the smell of wine, they call that the bouquet. You want to enjoy that bouquet. And then you do the whole, swirling, looking for the legs, right? And then after you've done all of that, I know Church Nelly ain't going to last that long, but after you've done, Church Nelly, while you sitting up there doing all that stuff with the glass, Church Nelly is going to say, give me that damn bottle. So I'm saying this applies to everybody but Church Nelly. Okay, so you hold the glass up to the light and you examine the legs. Or if you Church Nelly, you just give it a damn bottle. And okay, so you've done all that. Now you're ready to taste it. So I'm using my coffee to demonstrate. You want to sip, swirl, work it around your mouth, on your tongue, and then you want to swallow. Now, the reason why it's important to sip like this, and then you just want to hold it on your tongue and take in some air. Now, don't let any of it go down your lungs, but you want to take in some air. That's what they call that aerating. You want to aerate the wine so that way you can extract all of those flavor notes. All right. And then after you've done all of that, and after you have totally pissed off Church Nelly, then you can start, pouring some in the bottle. In the glass so that you can enjoy it. But I just want you guys to look very, very brilliant in front of your friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get you to put on all kind of airs and graces. I just want you guys to look, very continental, very international. So people won't think you're from just here and there. They'll think that you are a serious wine connoisseur. Again, unless you're Church Nelly. If you're Church Nelly, just forget everything I said, because you know what I'm saying? It's easier for the people that's also, enjoying the wine. In other words, nobody gets hurt. That's what I'm saying. So, but just try it. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy your wine way more than you have in the past. And people are going to look at you. They're going to be like, wow, you really know your stuff. And another good reason to do that, let's see if you go to like a dinner and you start looking at the other wines that the other guests have brought to the house, and you start to notice that the wine that you brought is looking cheaper by the minute. If you sit there and do all that stuff I just said, they're going to swear that you know something about that wine that they don't. Also, etiquette dictates. I'm giving you guys some good etiquette when you go to someone's house for dinner and you take the bottle of wine. It is up to the host to decide whether or not to drink that wine, because your host may have actually already decided what wines they were going to pair with dinner. So do not be offended if you bring some wine and they don't open it. Just like I always tell people, if you invite Church Nelly to the party, do not be offended if half of the wine somehow fell out of the bottle on the way to the Do not be offended if some of the wine has spilled out of the bottle and the cork miraculously replaced en route to the party. Do not be offended. Church Nelly is just trying to to let the wine breathe, and she spilled some of it. That's all. It could happen. That stuff happens all the time. Anyway, but do not listen to what I'm saying and decide to exclude anyone from your next dinner party. But I've given you guys some great tips on sampling the wine and also how to best present the wine when you go to a dinner. Do not expect the host to use that wine that night. They may have some cheap stuff they want to get rid of. And then maybe they'll open it. Okay. All right. So if you ever have any questions about protocol and traditions and things like that, I am here for you. And I guarantee you, if I steer you wrong, you ain't gonna know the difference. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say. But there's a way these things are done. That's all I'm saying. I have watched too many episodes of Downton Abbey and Brideshead Revisited and Upstairs, Downstairs. I know how these things go. Okay. I've had a fine education with public television and cable. All right. So that's it for your etiquette lessons for today. Remember, try not to put your elbows on the table. And ladies, when you sit in the chair, you're not supposed to rest your back on the chair. You're supposed to sit just a couple of centimeters forward from the back of the chair. You want to sit upright, right? You don't want to put your elbows on the table. I'm just saying that's good etiquette. Unless you just got off from work, and then, of course, if you feel like sitting like a sailor, go for it, because you know how it is. You get tired. Oh, man. All right, class. We're done with that. Let's go on to something else. Take a look at some of your comments here. Well, thank you, NJ. At least you'll know the proper rituals that goes with sampling a new wine. And honestly, you guys, I haven't had any wine in about 4 years. I know it was before the global pandemic. I know because I think I had company and I was enjoying the wine with company. And since then, I haven't had any. So this is going to be my first sip of wine in about 4 years. I can't wait. Did I just say I can't wait? You know I love you, even when you don't even try. 'Cause I can't wait to call you on the telephone. I can't wait. Anyway, I don't even know the words to that song. I got yours, you have mine. I can't wait. Who sing that song? You know which one I'm talking about. Anyway, let me stop before you guys think I've already had my wine. What? Are you serious? What, did you sip, swirl, and swallow, or did you just gulp it down? Didn't that burn? It's got 14.5% of alcohol by volume. That should have burned your esophagus. As usual, unless you're Church Nelly, then it just goes down like cream of wheat. It just goes down like whole milk. Let's see. Church Nelly says, Baron, we pros can drink and slide up and down the pole at the same time. Okay. I'll take your word for it. Okay. I'm just looking at a couple of your comments here. Oh, that is very kind of you, Sonia Johnson. Very, very kind. Okay. Sipping is for amateurs. Gulping is for us pros. All right. I just like to savor the taste. And you just pair it up with something really good and delicious. You know, I never did get my stuff on my charcuterie board, but I'm just going to wing it with some cheese and crackers. And I got some shrimps. I can grill some shrimps if I want to. All right. Let's get on to the next thing. Believe it or not, there is a... Oh, I didn't see this. Kavan Slim says, I noticed the UK media will report from one source and never get any collaborating evidence or comment from the person they're reporting on. That is the UK media for you. And Megan's Jam says, oh, by the way, thank you for that. Hi, Baron. Did you see the news of the death of Rosie Roche? No, I didn't see that. No. When did that happen? I don't know who that is. But anyway, thank you so much for the super chat, but I will check it out. I didn't hear anything about that. Rosie Roche? I don't know who that is. Let me see who this person is. Are you saying that this kind of happened just like Thomas Kingston? Oh, that was 3 hours ago. I see it here. No. What is that about? Cousin found with the pew pew. a cousin of Harry and his brother, was only 20 years old, was a granddaughter of Princess Diana's uncle, and she died at her family's home in Norton, Wiltshire on Monday, July the 14th, with a pew-pew, according to reports from The Sun. The outlet reported that her mother and sister found her after they began packing for a vacation. With the pew-pew was found close by. You know what? You know who that sounds like? That sounds like Thomas Kingston all over again. What the heck is going on with that family? They say it was non-suspicious. There was no third party involved. You guys, that is too creepy. That is too creepy. I'm going to need something to calm my nerves. Oh my goodness, yeah. That is unfortunate. I'm so sorry to hear that for her family. Well, that is very strange. Thank you for sharing that. I had no idea. I'm definitely going to look into it some more later. 25 years and my life is still trying to get up that great big hill of hope for a desperation. I realized quickly when I knew I should that this world was made up of this brotherhood of man, for whatever that means. Okay, let's get rid of her and her friend there. Now, you guys, I have more than a few sound bites to play, but let's get to these. Yes, he's been at it again, Jeremy Vine, but as you can see, my girl is up there in the left. Prince Harry's stories came from members of the royal family, Daily Mirror publisher claimed in court. Now, one of the squatties shared that, and also the one down there. Tabloid stories about Prince Harry came from members of the royal family. Daily Mirror publisher claims. Again, you guys, the tabloids very conveniently avoid assigning any type of accountability, any responsibility for some of the stuff that they know has come from the firm, but they'd rather ignore it and tell you the party line, which is always designed for, Harry and Meghan bad, Will and Kate good, is always the same thing. That's the theme. Whilst simultaneously, they have assembled an army of reporters to blanket the airways as best they could and deceive the readers. So, okay. But anyway, let me get these going. Hey, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. I said, hey, what's going on? Ooh, woo-hoo. Okay, I'm feeling very musical today.
it would be lovely if Harry could reconcile with his father and his brother, if they're willing to forgive him for what he's done to them time and time again. But I think that's up to them to do privately. I think any reconciliation that they want is up to them. I mean, if that was me, if I was the head of the head of the royal family, if I was Charles, I'd be looking at reconciling with an NDA in place so that he couldn't then sell
with your own son.
Yeah,
Stop
so
it, Claudia.
and sell the details.
He's a terrible father. Charles has been a terrible father.
He hasn't been a
He hasn't even seen his grandkids. I think he's met them once, if that. And he doesn't go over to America to see them. He can't even provide his own son with security.
Anything he says is going to make its way onto. Anything he says is going to make its way onto.
Just like they do about Harry. They feed stories. It's very naive, Claudia.
I think palm trees and podcast deals are perfect for them. Stay in Montecito. We don't need you here.
The royal family actually do need them because actually they look dreadful as it is on the world stage.
That is what
they look like they've thrown a woman of colour under the bus, and they're a very lazy family, and they need more representation. And actually, they desperately need Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan don't need the royal family.
Okay. What's her name? Nadir? That's the one with the white top on. The one with the red is the one that's talking like a crazy fool. That's the one that she just told her to well, you know what she said about her saying all that stuff about, oh, they're going to have a non-disclosure in place. She said, would you stop that? Anyway, I love that exchange. Very passionate. As a matter of fact, I think that's her name, right? Nadir. She's the one who was they roundly criticized her for asking questions about Kate's appearance, even though Kate is a public figure, and even though they constantly pick on Meghan. When she asked questions about Kate, they had a meltdown. They were trying to cancel her, but she held her ground and she refused to apologize. I think she just did one of those, well, if that's what happened, I didn't mean it for it. Anyway, but yeah, she's a tough cookie. I love her. She is very good. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, maybe this is okay, that one seems kind of stuck. Let me try it again. I promise you it will be worth it.
No, my family do makeup. I do think they need to make up, but I don't think this country is a safe place for Meghan or Harry. I think the racism that Meghan receives is despicable. And I think Harry's quite right to keep his family and his children safe from the despicable hate.
Claudia, should we come back? Because we lost, obviously, Andrew doesn't do any engagements.
Yeah.
Who else has we've lost? Well, Kate has been quieter for obviously she's been unwell, obviously.
Obviously the Queen and
Charles as well.
Lost.
Yes.
So,
yes. And then so the thought is we really need them to get their shoulders to the wheel.
I think the future of the royal family depends on
David, thank you. Carolyn Cornwall, hi.
Hi.
What do you think? Should they come back?
Yes, I do.
Go on, to carry the load.
Pardon?
To carry the load.
I don't know what you mean by that.
What I mean is to do some of the royal duties that aren't being done by the many people we listed earlier.
Yes. If he could, yes. I don't expect that he may well do, but the thing is, if we can forgive Harry, why can't we forgive Charles?
Well,
I'm not sure what that person was talking about. It sounded to me like somebody didn't get the as ever and they just went with the first thing smoking. Night Train, Old Granddad, Beaujolais, Champale. Richard's Wild Irish Rose. It seemed like they just could not wait for as ever. So they just had whatever was available, paint thinner, something. Anyway, aside from that weirdo that just said something there, I think it was a very vigorous debate, don't you guys? Okay, so that's 1, 2. Okay.
I think that's up to them to do privately. I think any reconciliation that they want is up to them. I mean, if it was me, if I was the head of the head of the royal family, if I was Charles, I'd be looking at reconciling with an NDA in place so that he couldn't sell.
With your own son,
yeah, so he
Claudia.
couldn't sell the details.
Okay, we had that one already.
You'd like them back.
I think the royal family, I think their future really depends on Harry and Meghan, because I think they're so relevant and they appeal to the younger generation, and they work extremely hard. And I think they show an inclusive royal family, a progressive royal family. Do I think they should come back? Absolutely not. As much as I'd love William and Harry to make up, look, if the Gallaghers can make up, so can William and Harry. And I think that any family, I hate when there's family rows and dramas, my family do make up. I do think they need to make up, but I don't think this country is a safe place for Meghan or Harry. I think the racism that Meghan receives is despicable. And I think Harry's quite right to keep his family and his children safe from the despicable hate.
Claudia, should they come back? Because he lost. Obviously, Andrew doesn't. What do you think, Lorinda? You'd like them back?
I think the royal family, I think their future really.
Okay, her name is Norinda. I'm so sorry. I kept saying Nadir. Okay. I got one more. Yeah, just one more.
Than William ever. And it's just the pressure. Harry has done more work than William ever. And it's just the pressure hasn't reported.
Claudia, quickly, can you reply to this?
No, it's rubbish, Beth. Sorry, I don't buy it. Lazy. William's not lazy. It's absolutely. He works so hard. He's there taking over a role which he didn't choose. Harry has the choice to be as involved or not in the royal family. William has to take on. He's now in training to take over from Charles when Charles passes away. Harry had the most amazing, perfect role of being the spare. He can then, do bits on the side. He doesn't have to become king.
Thank you, Beth.
Harry has done more work than William ever. And it's just the pressure hasn't reported.
Claudia, quickly, can you reply to this?
No, it's rubbish, Beth. Sorry, I don't buy it. Lazy. William's not lazy. It's absolutely. He works so hard.
See how difficult it was to lie? See how difficult a time she was having trying to fix that lie in her mouth and push it out. That's like trying to thread a needle using only your lips and your tongue. I would say it was virtually impossible. And I would say just under that is trying to convince people that William works hard. No, he doesn't. William is lazy, and he's always been lazy. End of. Lazy. Useless. Trifling. Lazy. Lazy William. It goes one and the same. Yes, Elaine Parker, bone idle. They are bone idle. You could put the two of them together, and in a week's time, you couldn't get a decent day's work out of the two of them if you gave them a week. It wouldn't happen. Norinda is the one with the white top on. She's the one who is calling out Charles and everything. It's the one in the red that is, defending the monarchy and defending William and all that stuff. But yeah, the one in the white, her name is Narendra, and she is very outspoken. And she says what she says, and she means it. Okay, so look who's on vacation again. Royal family enjoys secret vacation in Kefalonia amid Princess Kate's cancer recovery. Wink, wink. As you can see here, Zandy Sussex says, never in the history of mankind has cancer been so weaponized. Eco-warrior Willie and Kate Macbeth took a private jet to yet another holiday. The cancer card comes out to provide cover for holidays and laziness, which means it's used all the time. All the time. If it's Monday or Tuesday, they're going to use that card for the first 2 days of the working week. If it's Wednesday, still a day to use that card. Thursday, Friday, card. Saturday, card. Sunday, card. They got the whole week covered. There's always going to be something that card is needed. Yep. That is what they do. So they have packed up all of the bags and gone down to wherever they said that place was, in Greece. And I do believe that this is the third vacation of the season, of the summer. Because remember, they went somewhere for Christmas, right? And then, of course, they wanted to do something, back in the UK, I guess, was it? No, did they? No, they didn't do anything there. They went on another vacation. That's what they did. Anyway, I got confused. So take a look here. Greek City Times, royal family enjoys secret vacation in California amid Princess Kate's cancer recovery. There you go. Right, I can barely see that, but let's give it a try. So Prince William and Kate Middleton on private holiday in I'm gonna just say California. I don't know what they're trying to say there. William and Catherine, Princess of Wales, are on a private vacation with their children. Yeah, that's what they're doing. I can barely see that. Gosh, that is so small. But it says royal family is said to have arrived by private jet and boat. And oh gosh, what's it say? And boarded a luxury yacht. They're on luxury. Kate's back on the yacht, you guys. Kate is back on her yacht. Uh-oh, get out the hot pants. Put on those go-go shorts. Somebody's back on the saddle again. Back in the saddle again. Back in the saddle again. So what else does it say? The royal family, okay, off the coast of, what is that? Aegea. Okay. And then, let me see here. Okay, it says, the site was reportedly closed to other visitors. Oh, they closed it to other visitors. during their visit to ensure their privacy. They don't want no pictures this time. Their children, George, Charlotte, Louis, accompanied them on the tour. Okay, what else? The prince and princess are okay. Well, let me see. The prince and princess of Wales are expected to spend the coming days relaxing in the Ionian Sea region. The visit underscores Greece's popularity as an exclusive holiday destination. Now remember, I believe this is a Greek magazine, so they have to say that, right? Yeah. And even after I clean it, someone else. Oh, never mind. I got confused there. Okay. Now take a look there. William and Kate treat themselves to a family holiday on a yacht in Greece, and even their dog is surprised that they're on another vacation. See how their dog is like, whoop, 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 vacation, vacation. Even the dog is surprised. The dog is shocked that they're on another vacation. So you better believe if the dog is shocked, you can best believe that the home office and everybody else is having a fit because of the way they just suddenly disappeared. Isn't that something? They wait until they think ain't nobody looking. They probably got in the car right there and got it. Anyway, they're gone. They just capriciously hopped on a plane and went. They don't care about anybody else. All the people who can't afford to take vacations. And you know what? We should have known that by the time Kate was done with Wimbledon, that it would be exit stage left. I bet you when they closed the door and didn't come back, the dog is probably still sitting there looking just like that. Okay. Let me see here. What else do I have? I think I just have 2 more slides now. Oh my God, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Now y'all know I ain't coming back later. There's the private jet. Look at there, just burning fuel and everything. Oh, jeepers, creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Now, if you think that their dog was surprised about the vacation, rumor has it that, which one is that, Eugenie or Beatrice? You know, I can't tell them apart. I think of them as just one unit. And I know that's very rude because they are not identical at all. But I just get confused. Okay. Let me do it like this because I want you to see her reaction when she found out that they were on vacation again. You won't believe it. You will not believe her reaction. Okay, it's coming. Uh-oh, come on now. How come I'm not able to open that? All right, this is an issue. Oh, all right, let me try it again. And then you can gauge her reaction yourselves. Some people say she went a bit overboard. Yeah. What do you all think? Do you think that was a bit much? Huh? Oh, by the way, there's some flash photography. I should say that. I always hear them say that in the UK. Kind of a weird reaction? No. I had to turn the music down. I wasn't sure about the copyright. Hey, did you hear that Will and Kate are on vacation again? And the dog didn't take it so well either. Yeah, so that was it. That was a very odd reaction. Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those peepers? Jeepers creepers, where'd you get those eyes? Okay, so that was a heartfelt reaction from one of the York sisters. Let me see. Oh, one of the squatties decided to just shorten the name. Instead of going through all that trouble with the headline, just put it in the name of the paper, right? Just put it up there at the top of the paper, the Daily Meghan. That way you can save some ink. You can save some ink. Just call it the Daily Meghan. That's what it is anyway. Yeah, call it the Daily Meghan. Save yourself some trouble. All right, I think that's it. Let me see if there's one more. Oh, where to shop Meghan Markle's favorite earrings? Well, that was in, I think it was Town and Country. Don't bother, you guys. This was just a marketing ploy, if you ask me. Various photos of Meghan with her earrings. Anyway, it wasn't a hate article. It was just a retail thing, so I'm not mad. So if you do want to check it out, go for it. But otherwise, I don't think you're going to miss much. And with that, you guys, I am done. Oh, that's Beatrice. How could you tell? How could you tell? You guys, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of hypnotized now. I feel a bit hypnotized. I think I am available for suggestion. You know what I'm saying? I feel light. I feel weightless. I feel like I'm not even moving. I feel hypnotized. Oh, that's one of those Jedi things. Okay, you guys. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much. Thank you as always for watching Royal Sussex. We kind of got there in the end. It was a kind of a rough start, but long as we got there in the end, that's probably, yeah, long as we got there in the end. Okay. All right. I will see you all next time. So last chance, the last dance, so let's dance, the last dance tonight. Last dance, oh yes, it's our last chance for love. Yes, it's our last chance for romance tonight. Oh, I need you beside me to guide me, to hide me, to hold me, console me. 'Cause when I'm mad, I'm so bad. So let's dance, the last dance. Tonight. Ooh, ah. Ooh, ah. Oh man. Uh-oh. You know what? Lauren Brown, you have come at the most awkward moment. I was just wrapping it up. Believe me, the entire thing was not like that. I promise you it wasn't. As a matter of fact, I can help you remember that it wasn't like that. Look directly into the screen. Yes, keep looking. Yes, it wasn't like that. Yes. This was the best podcast ever. Keep looking at the screen. Yes. Yes, this is oh man. Okay, I should stop. I'm not qualified to hypnotize people, even if it is with Princess Beatrice's gaze. I am not qualified to. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm not qualified to do that. Yeah, thank you, Lee Davidson. Yeah, let's go back up to the top, shall we? Let's go back to the top. Uh, all right, rest in power. Rest in power. I still cannot believe this happened. I'm just like, would somebody please wake me up and say that this did not happen? Ah, poor Malcolm and his family must be devastated. Devastated. But well, we can just pray for his family, right? We'll pray for his family. Until we meet again, someday we'll be together. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. Someday, some sweet day, we'll be together. A long time ago, my baby, I made a big mistake, honey. Said I said goodbye. No. All right. Okay. Again, I won't be back later, you guys. This was fun. We'll have to come on early another day. And you guys will be here, right? I'm going to come on early another day, and you guys are going to be here, right? Right. I'm going to be here early. Yes. Listen to your heart beating. I will be here early, and I expect. I gotta stop that. You know what? That's somebody's mommy, and I shouldn't make fun of her. She's a sweet girl. I think she's been shady a bit to certain people, but that ain't none of my business. Okay, cheers. Cheers.